Dave.
Ian.
If that is your real name.
It is not a Dave imposter. You need to get over this, right? There's only one of me, right?
How do I know, though? How do I know that this isn't just a different tall ginger with a clutch poster in back of him?
Well, I could give you some information that only I would know.
Okay.
All right, about you.
Oh, well, let's stop there.
Like this episode's releasing on your birthday. Here, I'm Dave.
I'm Ian.
Here's what I want to know, Ian.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and spoil the answer, and it is a number above zero. How happy not happy, but how convenient is it to you that your birthday is occurring during a pandemic when no one can get together to celebrate you?
It's amazing. It's honestly the best.
I do like how long you were hiding your birthday from me. And then our buddy Chris just asked you when we were going to K1 that one day, and you were just like, June 18th.
Because I didn't think there would be consequences to him knowing the information. I knew there would be consequences to you knowing it.
Right, but I was present.
And obviously it was a lapse.
And sure, there are a lot of times where I don't listen to what you're saying. But I was like a freaking dog, like 4 miles away from like a hot dog hitting the floor, like yeah. I swear my dog Mona could hear the existence of chicken. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you're right. Yes.
So do you believe that this is the real Dave now? Can we move on to doing a car show?
We can move on.
Okay. Ian, how about you hit the folks with some table of contents, and then let's loop back and do it let's do a temperature check with each other. Let's check in.
Okay. So today we're going to do let's say deep-ish dive on a piece of automotive history that's, I think, relevant to the times. And you have an FMK cars. We're going to do some My Eyes.
That's right.
You have something that's ominously called the wildlife update on here, which I'm very curious to hear what that's about. We've got some listener content, and I have an FMK cars if we get to it.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. So
how are you doing, buddy?
I have had some real rough nights of sleep. Like my last night was the first night that I got more than 7 hours. The night before that, I fell asleep at 10 and woke up at 1:30 and was up for the day.
Oh no. So
that's how anxiety and stress kind of hit me, right? Yeah. And with everything going on, it's tough, man. It's tough, Yeah.
Our insomnia is interesting because we have the opposite insomnia problems. I can't get to sleep.
Okay.
And you wake up early.
Yeah. I wake up and my brain's like, hey, let's fucking try to solve all the world's problems while, you're tucked in your sheets, that happen to be filled with farts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that on the front end. And then I have weird morning dreams.
Oh,
have you had weird quarantine stress dreams?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So like for quarantine statistics overall, completely weird dreams, gained weight, 2 panic attacks, and 1 emotional breakdown. That's my quarantine scorecard. Like for real, my body is still not the same from before. And so wow. I got to get checked out, for real. Yeah. Yeah. You?
I had a dream last night that there was a tiny, like this big, donkey
foot
in
high,
our house.
Like a foot high donkey.
Yes. But it was like an evil donkey that could jump and render air kicks, like kicks in the air.
No.
My children thought it was hilarious, and it was them sicking the attack donkey on me in my house over and over and over and over again.
Okay. All right.
And that was the whole, and it was like purple, and that was the whole dream.
Wow.
A magic miniature attack donkey kicking me in the face over and over and over again.
Why a donkey, do you think?
I don't know.
I have a few questions about your dreams. Do you dream in color?
Sometimes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you often remember your dreams?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that they like typically kind of follow an arc, or are they more like kind of like rapid vignettes?
Usually just vignettes, but occasionally I'll get like longer dreams that are intense and repeat, like
especially during it. You're right. Okay.
And when I was younger, I used to have like I used to cycle through like 4 or 5 recurring dreams that were really, really intense and weird.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's obviously calmed down a bit since I've been an adult.
When you have a recurring dream, do you not realize that it's been recurring until like the 4th, 5th, or some odd time that you've had it? Or like, do you think you know second time in?
I feel like I know second time in.
Okay. For me, it's the former. Like I think it takes 3 or 4 passes for me to recognize. And then I'll be like, oh God. Right. Like, yeah.
Like you're aware in the dream that you've had it before?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's an insane anxiety dream, Ian.
Yeah.
Mine, car show. Mine was just, it was the day before I had a therapist appointment. So this would be Wednesday last week, right? I was on the top of a building way high up, like 80 stories, circular building, flat roof. And then the entire thing just started tipping, like bending and tipping over. So the entire roof, and I was on it and I was sliding towards the edge, and there was like a handrail, and I grabbed the handrail, right? And then I had that dream a second time the same night, right?
Oh, good.
Yeah, right? Like I didn't get the fucking point the first time, right? And then when I hit the handrail that time, the whole handrail bent, and like it was like I was so close to falling off, and then I woke up.
Wow.
When like the whole building was like bending. It was so weird. Yeah. Fucking anxiety dreams, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you.
So tonight on the show, right, we're going to talk about some heavy stuff like we normally do, but we're going to do some normal stuff too, right? And I think that one of the things that we want to do with the show is we want to weave in things that we maybe never would have thought to kind of weave into the show before, or like things that are more appropriate given the perspective that we have of the times, right? And so tonight we wanted to do a deep dive on the first Black automotive designer, right?
Yeah. For a major car company, right?
Right, exactly, right? A gentleman by the name of McKinley Thompson Jr., right? Yeah. So
before we get into the history of him in particular, can we talk about how you came to want to do this and your reaction to your initial thought?
Absolutely, yeah. So it was my idea, right? And so as we're going through everything that we're going through, pandemic, like the Black Lives Matter movement, the defunding of the police, like all of this kind of like hopeful re-equalization of some social injustices, right? As we're going through this, like, I think it's really important for us to recognize the roles that we can play during this, right? And also to think about like the way that we used to approach things in the past and how we approach them now, right? So part of my job, part of your job, part of our job is to, in the spirit of being an ally, right, is to amplify voices, right? We don't always have to give our own opinion. There's sometimes where the absolute best thing that we can do is just shut up and amplify someone else's voice that needs to be heard by more people, right?
Yeah, and not only that, not only just amplifying people's stories, like the person we're going to be talking about tonight, but also cleaning our own house, right?
Exactly.
Cleaning our own corner of the culture. And you brought this up to me over a chat the other day, and it occurred to me that like I know a fair amount of names of automotive designers.
Right.
And I started to run through the list in my head after you asked me if we wanted to talk about, Black automotive designers. And I was like, I cannot name a single one.
Right.
I couldn't name a single woman or a single person of color that was an automotive designer. And when you realize that about something that you care about, it's worth your time to figure out why that is and examine the history of it and all that. So that's what we're going to try to do.
That's a great point, to examine why that is, right? Like why have I not known, who the first Black automotive designer was, right? Who, we've talked about people that identify as female, race car drivers in the past, right? I want to know more about that, right? Like, and like you said, like kind of doing these kinds of digs into things that like are diverse, add diversity to the culture that we love, right? The culture as a whole and our microcosm of car culture, right? And are different than us, right? So like let's learn about them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I started doing some Googling, right? And I found that the first Black automotive designer was a guy named McKinley Thompson Jr. He's born in 1922. And spoiler alert, there's some real rad shit in his bio. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? So quick kind of backstory, right? Like he was born in New York City, 1922. Super intrigued with automobiles. His bio. Oh yeah, here, let me share this. His bio that I pulled. There's a great bio on blackpast.org. We'll put a link in the description of the video, right? It's got some great pictures. And this is just an awesome website. It's an African-American history website that like, yeah, it's really cool. So born in New York, 1922, saw a car, like remembered seeing a car when he was 12 years old. And like, that was it for him, right? He was like locked in.
Yeah. And I think it's cool too, that like after high school, he, obviously like everybody else, he was in World War II.
Yep. In the Army for 12 years. Yeah.
Yeah. He ended up staying in 12 years. So he didn't start his career in the automotive world until he was in his 30s.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So
and then going on to like be super influential and the top of his field.
Yeah, absolutely. So his ingress into the automotive world was entering a contest that Motor Trend had in 1953, right? So he's 31, done serving in the Army Signal Corps, enters a Motor Trend magazine contest called From Dream to Drawing Board. They were assigned to develop an automobile design that could be used for potential future automobiles. So he designed a lightweight plastic car with a turbine engine. Remember plastic. Okay, that's going to come back. Turbine engine, extra passenger space, and he won one of the only 5 scholarships that were being offered to the winners of this. And so he was allowed to attend the Art Center College of Design in LA, right? Like just draws some stuff and wins, right? So I have a picture of the car that he drew. Here's his concept drawing for 1950, for the Motor Trend contest. So it has the big turbine engine in the middle of the front. Like what do you think, Ian?
That's super rad. I mean, obviously super cool. And it's not far off of what eventually ended up the turbine cars that ended up like making it
right
as actual functioning concept cars, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously the guy is just dripping with talent, right? So let's see. So after that, he went to the Art Center College of Design in LA. He got a bachelor's degree in industrial design and started
hired by Ford.
Yeah, right.
Which is awesome for a couple of reasons. Number one, because Ford is like obviously I think at the time number one or number two largest car maker in the world at that point.
Right.
And number two, it really would have pissed off that absolute asshole at Henry Ford.
Right. Right. There you go.
The most notorious racist in all of the car world.
Right.
Which is saying something.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're more racist than the guy that made VWs for Hitler, then something is up with you. Yeah, you need to be talked at a lot, right?
Yeah. And if you don't know about how racist Henry Ford was, you just need to look up about like how much he loved the Nazis.
Fucking asshole. Yeah. Okay. All right. Back to McKinley Thompson Jr., right?
Yes.
When he started at the Ford Design Center, he worked with Alex Tremulous, the designer known for Ian
Tucker.
Boom. There you go.
I know that because you wrote it down over here.
Right? So then he moved over to the Ford Advanced Studio, which just sounds like a rad-ass place to work, and started working on concept cars and unique stuff, right? And the first big thing that came out of that is something called the Ford Gyron.
Huh. I don't know that at all.
I had never heard of it. So the idea behind it, I did a little bit of research about the idea behind it. I'll pull up a picture here. It was conceptually supposed to be a two-wheel vehicle powered by a gyroscope to stay upright.
Weird.
And that would allow much more space in the cabin, right? Huh. And I think it was supposed to be an electric vehicle too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let me pull up.
I've seen this. I've seen the pictures of it before.
Right.
I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
But that's super. I mean, it looks like the Jetsons, right?
Right.
If you're just listening to this, it looks just like picture the Jetsons car. That's what this is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. It's beautiful. But the gyroscope technology was not feasible. And so what they did is they put two little wheels, like outrigger. Is that the term? Like out, like, wheels in the
training wheels, I think is what you're looking for.
There you go. Yeah. Two training wheels in the back. Yeah. They're adorable. And this thing has some insane lines, man.
So cool looking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely got that like glass bubble thing that would be 1,000,000 degrees in real life.
Right.
But it's super cool.
Yeah. It's amazing. Let's see here. Where was it? Yeah. It had the occupants side by side. Gyroscopes were supposed to keep it upright while it was moving. Let's see here.
Yeah, his name is right there in the article.
Yeah.
In the Jalopnik article.
Right. Designers McKinley Thompson, Sid Mead, Bill Dayton, John Najjar contributing to the final shape of the car. Let's see. Tremulous intended for the Gyron to be fully functional, but after getting a $60,000 quote in 1959 for a 2-foot diameter gyroscope and figuring it would cost another $75,000 to complete the Gyron as a functioning car, he decided to use 2 outrigger wheels to keep the concept car upright. They were like, we can spend $100,000 no, like $130,000, right? And Jalopnik says it's more than $1 million in today's money, right? Or we could go with like $7 wheels on the side, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but look at it. It's gorgeous.
It's so rad looking.
Yeah. I want to sit in this and just watch a circular TV on like a mid-century modern credenza.
Right.
Yeah.
This would be a great like Zoom call pod to sit in.
Yes. Yeah. Right. I have a feeling you get in that and just like a martini just shows up in your hand.
Uh-huh.
Right.
A robot brings it to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just makes the Jetsons noise.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, amazing concept car, right?
Yeah.
Guess what, Ian? The hits kept coming. He's not a one-hit wonder, this McKinley Thompson Jr., Ian. He went on to work on some insanely awesome concept cars, okay? So we'll talk about his concept cars and then the car that he spent the rest of his life on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple more concept cars this guy worked on. The 1963 Cougar concept. 1963 Cougar 2 concept car.
Oh, that was him.
Yep.
This is a super rad car.
Yep.
We've had this in FMK cars and stuff before. We've talked about this.
Have we?
We definitely have.
I don't remember, but I mean, look at it.
Yeah, because it's gorgeous.
Right? Yeah.
It looks like a Zagato car.
Right?
Like it looks, because like that rear section that like slope back on the rear overhang is a very like Zagato. I don't know.
Potato.
Yeah, sort of look.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that is a good looking car.
Would you take one of these or an E-Type? The fact that it's even a hard conversation.
It is a little hard. I will say the one thing that is weird about it is that it looks like it has like a reverse rake to it.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like it sits a little too low in the back or too high in the front.
I chalk that up to concept car suspension.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. Right. Also, how weird is it seeing the Ford name on the side of something that looks like that?
Yeah.
Right. It just seems a little out of place.
It's beautiful though.
It is. It is.
But it is weird because you see it reminds me of, when I first saw Ted Parks's car.
Oh yeah. The Victory Roadster. Yeah.
Yes. Where you
Varsity
Roadster. Yes. Where you see like little bits of other cars.
Yeah.
Smashed together, because like that rear glass is very Corvette.
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah. And then like there's that Zagato Alpha sort of rear piece, and yeah. It's super cool though.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. He also worked on the 1964 to 65 Thunderbird convertible. 1964 convertible concept. Oh no, it wasn't the concept. He worked on the actual Yeah. Let's see here. Here we go. Here's one. I think I have a good link of some of his other cars here. Yeah, here we go. Here's the Thunderbird. Look at that. I mean,
yeah, it's beautiful.
Right? Amazing. Yeah, the 67 Ford Thunderbird, which you can just hear like the Isley brothers when you see that car.
Right. I think that's probably less successful, but yeah.
Right. When your forward thinking design lands in the 70s, right? Like that's odd because like the gyro the Gyron like was forward thinking design in like 2010, right? Like 1960s thoughts of 2010. But if your 60s thoughts are of the 70s, you end up with something like this Ford Thunderbird, right? There's like almost a little bit of like Lincoln Continental in the front.
Well, I was going to say, actually, you can see in the grill shape is very gyron.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It kind of calls back to that oval inset grill shape, which really isn't a thing on other Fords.
Right.
So that must be where that came from, right?
Yeah. It's pretty massively different from the 64, 65 Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I look at this car and I hear like waka chicka waka chicka waka chicka waka chicka. You know? Yeah. And then here, check this one out. This is a 1963 concept car. 1963. This is the Ford Allegro concept. Allegro. And that sounds like an allergy medicine, but I think you're going to like this one, Ian. You may like this one more than the Cougar 2.
Was this done for Ford Allegro? This is done for Ford of Europe then?
I don't know. It's showing up on carstyling.ru. Let's see here. Here's a good one. Should I go to this Russian site, Ian?
Pictures of cars.
In Russia, car designs you. Yeah. I mean, look at that.
Yeah. The Allegro was a car in the UK.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I've never seen this concept before. It's interesting.
It looks really good. Almost like a little.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you.
I was going to say it looks like somebody crashed a like 50s or 60s UK budget car into an MGB.
Yes. Yes.
Because like that, the rear 3/4 view down there. It's very like MGB to it, as does the grill.
Right. Yeah. Cool looking car.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love everything I love the whole turbine era, right? Just circles with, dots in the middle of them.
Yeah.
You go nuts, turbine era car designers.
Yeah. The jet age. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, he worked on the original Ford Bronco.
And that's kind of what he's most known for, right? Is the Bronco?
I think so. Where did you send me that picture? Yeah, here it is. Look at this mammer jammer.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think of when you see this.
Well, it reminds me of like if you look at that next to a picture of like a Mark I Land Rover or an original Willys Jeep or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like just a much more friendly version of both of those. Like it's even more friendly looking than the Jeep was.
Right. Friendly. That's a good word to associate with it.
Right?
Yeah.
It seems much less industrial and probably like kind of pointed the way for how this was going to go,
Right.
The Land Rover at that point was a fucking tractor.
Right. Right. Yeah.
As was the Jeep.
Right. But this doesn't seem militaristic, right?
Right.
This seems approachable and civilian, and like you can see this fitting in with your ranch house in the 50s and 60s.
Right, like with the Land Rover, you're gonna do an armed assault of the cul-de-sac.
Right.
You're gonna open the back hatch and set up a bake sale.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Pie. This vehicle is pie adjacent. Right.
Right. The Land Rover will have grenades in it, and this will have cupcakes.
Exactly. Right. It looks soft, but still very utilitarian, right? Like that. Yeah. The edges are just rounded to like such a perfect degree.
Yeah. It's awesome. I love this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so great. Yeah. McKinley Thompson Jr. So then Ian, after this, what did Mr. Thompson go on to work on?
So the thing that I'm most fascinated by is his like later in life obsession was something called the Warrior, which was supposed to be like a car for the people. And I've lost my link. That's a car for the people developed for like Africa and the rest of the developing world.
Right.
And it was based off of a Renault 10 chassis and built with like this really modular design so it could be built cheaply and quickly.
And built out of
plastic, right?
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, super interesting.
Right.
But he never could get anyone to sign off on it.
Yeah. Right. Here's a picture of him with it. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Yeah, there you go. It's got these funky fenders. It's adorable. It looks like an adorable dune buggy. I like that the horn is up on the A-pillar, and it's just like, I mean, this is car design to the lowest common denominator from a utilitarian perspective. So like, why do you need a horn powered by electronics, right?
Well, it looks like the roof and the doors are modular and optional sort of things.
Yeah.
It's a super interesting idea. Obviously it's been revisited a bunch of times since then, the idea of like a car for the people.
Right. Yeah. Citroen 2CV, right? Like all of these people's cars, Volkswagen Bug.
Right. But to do it specifically for the undeveloped world is an interesting idea.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like this photo that you found is one of the best photos ever. Look at that.
Isn't it awesome? Like he was doing a shakedown test.
That's so rad.
Wearing just like safety goggles because there's no windscreen.
Yeah. Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So a couple other notable things. Let's see here. Let me change my zoom back. He won an award. Let's see here. Yeah, in 1962, he won the Ford Motor Company Citizen of the Year award. And then from there, he focused heavily on inspiring the younger generation. A group of Ford designers led by McKinley Thompson Jr. produced a traveling exhibit featuring 12 African-American designers from the automotive industry. They visited high schools across the nation, encouraging young people to become automobile designers. Like, how rad is that?
It is super cool.
Like that he took the show on the road. That's so awesome. If I had that roll through my town when I was a kid, right? Because I mean, this isn't in 79 isn't too much before kindergarten for me, right? My mind would have been blown if I saw something like that in elementary school.
Right.
That would have changed the way I looked at cars forever.
Right. Just a bunch of concept cars coming through town.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And 12 black automotive designers with like 1970s collars showing up in Kansas City, Missouri. That would have been the best thing ever.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So then, when he retired, he worked on the Warrior. And then in 2006, unfortunately, he passed away in Detroit, struggled with Parkinson's disease. So yeah, rest in peace, rest in power for sure.
Well, man, I'm super glad you did all that research for this. That's
cool. It was awesome to learn about, man. Like this guy is a freaking legend and I never knew about him. Right.
Yeah.
And there's a million more, like there's so many more, incredible, African-American, women automotive designers, like there's so many, like the diverse group that makes up this, the nation and the world that we all love. Like they're all present in the microcosm of like our corner, of culture, car culture. And like, I just want to learn more about all of them, Like, yeah. I don't know. I keep thinking back to what I heard on the Doughboys podcast where like, because, you know, like this is stuff that we've never talked about before. And sometimes we're not even sure like the best way to approach it without like, trying to make like tokenize somebody or something like that. Right. You know, so like we tread lightly, but I would rather look stupid trying to do the right thing than to not do anything at all. Right. And I feel like it's the right thing for people to know more about these things in car culture and culture as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I don't think it's out of the blue for us either. Like we talk about interesting stories and people who have had adversity in car culture, especially. So,
right.
No, it's well done, Dave.
Thank you. Thanks, man. Yeah. No, it's awesome. So I want to give you an FMK Cars to close this out.
Right? I would like nothing better because FMK Cars is the game that Dave and I play on this here show. It's based on the classic game of Fuck, Marry, Kill, except instead of playing with people, we play it with cars because we're nice. F means you drive it for a day. M means you marry it. K means you kill it. It goes to the crusher immediately.
That's right, buddy. That's right. So in honor of McKinley Thompson Jr., I'm going to give you 3 of his cars. I need concept cars. I need you to FMK. Right. Okay. I'm going to take the gyron out of this because apparently it only ever got up to about 5 miles an hour.
5 very stylish miles an hour.
Yes. And now's the part where I'm going to ask you if you have to pee because you are moving in the frame a lot.
I'm very sorry. I was adjusting my shorts because I was becoming one with the chair.
Gotcha. Yep.
It's very uncomfortable.
Gotcha. Okay.
Fix the problem. I will probably continue to fidget.
I'd be mad if you didn't. Okay. All right. So first, I'm going to give you the Cougar 2 concept, right?
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Right? What are we even talking about here? So let's go back to concept cars with a Z and infect my computer with a virus and look at this image. Okay. Open image.
Did it work? Like, was it a real, I mean, it's got a chalk in front of the wheel there.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I assume it looks like it did. Right. I mean, it has a fully fleshed out interior and wipers. Sometimes like they don't even put wipers on concept cars. Right?
It is pretty.
Right? Okay. So then I'm also going to give you the 6465 Thunderbird convertible.
Okay.
Okay. Here's a Mecum auction link. Yep. So there you go. And then lastly, I will give you that Allegro concept car. Okay.
Okay.
You know what? No, I'm going to give you the Bronco because of the Allegro was the one you were easily going to kill. So now the Bronco's taking its place. So you got the Bronco, the Cougar 2, electric, and the Thunderbird.
Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to crush the Thunderbird.
Oh, really? Okay.
Even though I love that car and it's very pretty and like classic and everything else, people have those.
True.
Not a lot, but there are people who have those.
Right.
Nobody's got these other 2. So I'm gonna marry the Cougar concept because that is truly one of the prettiest cars I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I love those lines. The proportions are amazing. It's super cool.
Right.
And for a day, I'm gonna drive that Bronco and be obviously the coolest person in Denver for one day.
I like that you think that your coolness is somehow associated with the Bronco.
It would be. I mean, this in Denver would be ridiculous, right?
People would lose their minds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
What would you do?
I think for a day, you can't go wrong with that Bronco, right? You know, like just hand out apple pies and like, you know, and like COVID masks to people, you know? Yeah. And then
pastries and PPE.
There you go. Thank you. Good marketing, Ian. And then you're right. You have to marry the Cougar too. Like it's a perfect looking car, right? Yeah. And so I'm sorry, Thunderbird, as much as I really love you, that's really hard for me to kill that Thunderbird.
Even though it's a convertible?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ian, I am mid-century modern boy.
Like, yeah. I know it really is a good like middle ground between like Big Fin,
right?
50 and like everything that came after that.
Right.
It is right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Really cool.
For me, it's that and the Buick Riviera. Those are like the two cars I think that like just are mwah. Well, and I guess the Lincoln Continental as well.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So there you go.
Like that.
Good job. You won FMK cars, Ian.
Well, no, you put it together.
But you won.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't think you can walk away from any of those cars and not be a winner, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Ian.
All right. Well, let's do some My Eyes.
Yeah. Let's do some My Eyes. Yeah. Man, such a rad photo. McKinley Thompson Jr., man. Fucking legend. Okay. All right, Ian, what do you want first? I have some like kind of garagey stuff. I've got like some other My Eyes stuff, and then, like maybe some weird things. What do you want?
I want to start with a shared experience, My Eyes.
Yes.
There's a weird phenomenon that we've been noticing in Denver over the last, I'm going to say 6 months or less.
Yep.
I mean,
yep.
So since Tuesday or 1947 or I don't know, but it seems recent.
Right.
Even in this time where time has no meaning.
Uh-huh.
But we have both been seeing an explosion, and by explosion I mean like a half a dozen, JDM vans showing up in Denver.
Yeah.
And just like being driven out and about.
Yep. Street parked.
Yeah. I have a new street neighbor.
Yeah.
Right down the street from me. It's this awesome Toyota Super Custom.
Yeah.
Hand drive. It gets driven a lot. It looks like it's somebody's like mountain beater. It's super cool.
It's got some meaty meats on it. And look at this adorable skid plate.
Also, I can make this picture 100% better for you.
Okay.
I took this while on my bicycle. I thought of you as I was like, because I also had my youngest in the seat in front of me. So I was also balancing a 30-pound moving weight and taking this picture. And I thought of all the times I ridiculed you for having your phone out on your bicycle.
Nice. Well, good job, Ian. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mostly in focus.
No, it looks great. Yeah. Looks fantastic. So this one looks a little lifted up over stock.
Well, I think you get them in a bunch of different like configurations.
Okay. Yeah. Toyota Super Custom, huh?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's an interesting, because you get them with a bunch of different engines and a bunch of different configurations.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think they made them for a long time. This one, and I don't know if they ever made them, if you could ever get them in the States. I'm guessing you probably could at one point, but this one is definitely right-hand drive.
Nice.
Yeah.
The one I saw was this. This was close to your neighborhood. I was out on a morning bicycle ride doing what I call tour de parks, like city, Cheeseman, wash park. Yes. And back. Right.
Oh my God.
I know. Right.
I'm going to put it in my pocket. I'm going to eat the wheels.
Right. Yeah. How adorable is that? Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know what it is. Maybe a Honda. Yeah.
And it's not that small.
No.
Like it looks smaller than it is.
Right.
It says on the side. Oh my God, I love that. I want something like That's so bad.
So just down the street, like maybe like 5 cars down, was a Honda Fit parked. And I was like, you lose, pointing to the JDM, you win. Like, yeah, you're both doing the same thing. And one of you I could care less about.
Ah, God, what is that? I think you're right. I think it is a Honda.
Like the city van.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with those wheels though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it the Acti?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it's the Acti. Yep. Here's the Acti and here's my picture. Yeah. It's an Acti. Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Honda Acti Turbo.
I don't know, but I love that.
Right?
Those wheels in that car.
Yeah, you need those wheels. Yeah.
Amazing.
Right? Look at them. They're like little BBS wire baskets almost, but like just spokes, like 25 spoke wheels.
That is perfection.
Right? Yeah. They didn't need to make the wheels like that, but they did.
So great.
And we're all better for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So we fully support the K-vanification of Denver.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And like today I saw a guy out on the street fixing the rear wiper on his K-van. And like it was one of those things, like I popped over a hill and he was between a couple cars and I like almost missed it, you know?
Okay.
And
yeah.
I got another JDM van, and it was just a couple blocks from my house.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. I love that I'm seeing more and more of them rolling around.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they make sense here.
Yeah, right? They do, right?
Especially all drive ones, like it totally makes sense for like a little camping,
right?
Get to the mountains very slowly type of car.
City runabout, man, right? Like the raddest possible city runabout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine if you... Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if you had an electric version.
That would be awesome.
Right?
Yeah, I wonder if anybody's doing electric conversions on K cars.
Yeah.
K-van, especially.
Yeah.
Because that would be super rad.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What else we got?
Let's take a look at the talkabouts.
Okay.
Okay. You have more My Eyes.
I do.
I'm very curious about this update.
You cut out there.
I said I'm very curious about this wildlife update.
Right. So Ian, it was the weekend. I was on my way to my boo's house, about to leave, right? Go have a nice time for the weekend with my boo, right? Mm-hmm. Walk out to my backyard, take the trash out before you leave so you don't come back to stinky house, right? And Ian, there was a bird just sitting on the ground.
Oh.
Yeah. Just like right by my recycle bin, just sitting there.
Okay.
It was hurt. It wasn't moving.
Oh.
Yeah. So do
you know what bird this is?
I think it's a magpie. Usually they have longer tail feathers.
Yeah, that's not a magpie.
Yeah.
I've become a very amateur birder.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it. What do you think? What is this?
I've been forced to become an amateur birder. It looks like some sort of in the raven family.
Okay. Okay. It was like this big, you know? Yeah. Right. Like the body was about the size of a magpie.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what happened? What did you do with him?
Well, I ran back inside and Googled, where I could take an injured bird. Right. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that you can take it over to Planned Pethood in Lakewood. And there is a bird like rescue that will pick them up from there. So they're like an intake for them. Right.
Okay.
So now my challenge is to get the bird in a box. and I grab a box that I had from an Amazon package. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I throw a little thing of water in the box and some popcorn that I had made along with a towel, an old towel. I don't know what I'm doing, Ian. It was a hurt bird. I was like, do you want some popcorn? It'd be really weird if I offered you some leftover Chick-fil-A, huh?
You gave it popcorn. There's popcorn everywhere.
It was just a handful I threw in there. I think it ate some of it.
Okay.
And so I put it in my car. I put another box mostly on top of it so it wouldn't try to like hop. It could hop out of the box. It was a pretty low box. So I put another box on top of it so it couldn't really hop out. Took it over, got in line, social distance outdoor line at Planned Parenthood. Lady in
I'm sorry, hold on. So there's just a line of people with injured birds?
Well, no, it's just a standard vet as well. So somebody's there with a dog. But it's funny that you mentioned that because I got right in line behind somebody with a fucked up crow.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, could yours, did yours have a problem with you picking it up? And I was like, yeah, I was holding it, Ian, like this, like old man basketball free throw, like between my legs, and it goes, and I was like, I'm not happy about this either.
Have some popcorn, just throw it.
Yeah. Right. I wrote on the intake form, I don't know what I'm doing. Because they ask, like, did you feed it? How long have you had it? And I was like, 30 minutes I've had it. Like, most of that was standing in line to give it to you. Yeah. Who are these weirdos that keep an injured bird for like a week? Right? Yeah. It should say on the form, like, how long have you had it? And if it's longer than half an hour, explain yourself.
So I've told you before stories about my mother-in-law and her old house, and she had this bathroom that was like right off the kitchen that never got ever was used as a bathroom. So she would just like keep shit in there.
No, maybe you have. So
there was an incident with a box of oranges. And
yes.
And I saw I would use that bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's a bathroom and I have to use
it. Right.
And so I went in there and I was like, well, why are these oranges on the floor? And she said, well, the cat peed on them. And I was like, well, why do you still have these oranges?
Right.
Never mind. Now I don't care where they are. I just want to know why they're anywhere.
Right.
And she said, well, she only peed on the ones in the middle. So that's the upstairs bathroom that my mother-in-law used to have. Well, so the point is that she didn't go in there often, right?
Right.
And my sister-in-law, when she still lived at home, she was like this would have been like, she probably like a sophomore in high school or something, like 15 years old.
Uh-huh.
She bought ducks.
Oh, my sister did that when we were kids. Okay.
She bought ducks from like a Tractor Supply store or something.
You could just go buy them. Yeah.
Yeah. And didn't have anywhere to put them. So just like filled up the sink and left the toilet lid open and put a bunch of food out. And they lived in the bathroom for like a few weeks before my mother-in-law started just hearing quacking.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
And so then they had to go release the ducks at a farm and go take them to them.
Yep. So yeah.
That's my bird story.
Right. Yeah.
I am resisting the temptation to try to figure out which kind of bird this is, though.
Well, I'll expect an update in episode 248.
Send me these pictures and I will get you on the case.
Okay, good.
He will have it cracked.
Yeah.
So did you find out like what was wrong with it, or did you get any follow up?
No.
Dave, this is a terrible story. I need some resolution.
I apologize. Usually you're the one usually you are the one that is okay with not having closure to a story.
In fiction.
True in fiction, right? Yeah, no, I just gave them to the people at Planned Parenthood and filled out the form. They asked for a donation and I said, no.
Here's a bird.
They have an Animal Planet TV show. They're fine.
To donate a bird to you?
Yeah. So the lady in front of me had her crow in a laundry basket. She had to wait for them to bring the laundry basket back. I was just like, you can have the box, wash the towel. It's yours. Like, fucking go for it, man. Severnuk out.
You drop the bird like shit.
Yeah. Oh God, sorry, it can't fly. It's really injured. I should not have done that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So that's Dave Wildlife Update. This has nothing to do with cars, other than when was the last time you had a bird in your car, Ian?
Yeah, I have never had a bird in my car.
No, you just have other things that you think are going to eventually poop in your car, right?
Yes.
This was the first thing I had in a while that, like, I mean, that would. At least I have the decency to do it in the field off the highway.
That's true.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got. We got, okay. So our buddy Matt, hello, Matt. Yes. Sent this in. This is the clerk at his local liquor store. This is his car. Ian. It is a Jeep Wrangler, 4-door, whited out, I guess would be the term. Big white wheels, white paint, white like a white exterior tint on the back window. That can't be legal. And then,
well, no, those are see-through.
Right. Yeah, they're like see-through, right? Yeah.
Yeah, those. It's like one of the prints that you see.
Yeah.
It's like
somebody advertising their business or something.
Yeah.
Right.
So it says "Stay Essential," and there's 3 people on it. It's supposed to kind of resemble the Dos Equis commercial, right?
Right.
It has. Is it Vin Diesel?
No, that's him. This is this guy.
Oh, it's him.
With some photoshopped models. Yeah, and a bottle of Crown Royal. And it says "Stay Essential."
My favorite part about this is that I think if you would just showed me the font that "Stay Essential" is in, I could have filled in the rest.
Yeah. Exactly. You could have been courtroom sketch artist for that. Yeah. Or like police sketch artist. Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So this is a Jeep. Also, here's the thing. The thing that bothers me the most about this, I want you to guess what it is. The thing that bothers me the most.
The spare wheel.
Yes, the spare wheel, not having the same kind of wheel that he has for the other 4. That really bothers me. And it shows. Well, he spent
that money on that amazing artwork on the Mona Lisa on the back window there.
Oh my God. No. Yeah, that back wheel upsets me.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Also, is "Stay Essential" something people are saying and I'm not aware of it? Stay essential.
I don't know. I do know that this can only be it can only be parked like this in front of a liquor store or a strip club. Those are the only 2 places it can go.
Right.
It's essentially a homing pigeon, right? It be.
How much glitter do you think is vacuumed out of the passenger seat on a weekly basis?
Right.
Right. Or if this did show up in like a Target parking lot, it's like way up front, but taking up 4 fucking spaces. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Perfect. And it's because I also know Matt, and I know the neighborhood he lives in, and this all fits.
I love it. I can stay essential, everybody.
It's a work of art, Matt. Thank you so much for sending that to us.
Yeah. Ian, I have something that I saw on the road the other day. I need to get your take on it. It's not an injured bird, but I was driving. Oh, okay. This is a Dave Vigan update, right?
Oh.
I was perusing the You Pull It websites like I do on a regular basis. Turns out they had a Saab that was in the lot up in Aurora off of Colfax that had been, when I checked it, had only been in the lot 4 days. And they had a picture, Ian. It was a 1999 3-door Saab at 93 SE. Not a Vigan, but a 3-door, Ian.
That's awesome.
Guess who went up there and pulled the passenger door off?
This guy right over here, right?
Yep, because I have a door with a rust hole you can see through.
Okay.
Is it the same color? It's like that cool, like mint green. Okay. So guess who's going to learn how to paint a door as well?
Okay.
Right? Tell me what you're really thinking.
I'm looking forward to you replacing every single piece of sheet metal on the Vigan until it is no longer the car that you bought from PETA.
Right. But still, at its core, it is composed of rust. So this is all just visual. This is no performance. This is no structural.
It's just eventually going to become a logic problem.
Right. That problem about the boat, right? For anybody who doesn't know, tell them what it is.
I can't remember the name of it, but basically the question is, how many parts on a boat do you have to replace before it's no longer the same boat?
Right. If you replace a board on the boat, right, it's still the same boat. But what if over time you replaced every single board on the boat?
Yes, exactly.
Right? Yeah. So is it the same boat? No, the Vigan's going to be the same. This is more for waterproofing because there's a hole in the passenger side door. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I was driving back from getting the door, I saw this. Okay. Now, your mind is playing some weird tricks on you. Okay. Because it's all about scale. So you're seeing a tow truck with a toy car on the back. Okay. Yeah. With a Power Wheels on the back. Okay. This is a thing that I didn't know existed, but here it is. This person buys mini junk cars for cash. So this dude will buy your Power Wheels and I assume resell it. Right.
Okay. Awesome.
So he has a little mini tow truck or flatbed for this, made out of a Scion XB. Ian.
Oh, shit.
I couldn't get a picture when I went past the front of it. I didn't realize it was a Scion XB until I went past the front of it. But that right there, that's a fucking Scion XB, Ian.
That's amazing.
That's been chopped into a mini flatbed tow truck.
Fuck yes.
That's
awesome.
Right? The thing that was even more of a mind fuck was when I saw it, this whole thing was behind an 18-wheeler at a stoplight. And so, so at first, it seems like the scale of this car was a standard flatbed, and the Power Wheels was bigger because it's next to an 18-wheeler. And you need this on its own to understand its scale, right? Because that's just a normal Power Wheels, and that's just a Scion XB.
That's so awesome.
It's not like a Ford F-350 flatbed.
Does it say on the door? Is it the name of this?
Yeah, let's see if my second picture has like the name of the service. I was really hoping to get that. Yeah.
We need more information.
We need to go with this guy on a run to get a mini junk car.
Yes.
We need a ride along. You can tell I was driving the Vigan to the junkyard because that's the only car that can fit another door inside of it. Right? Yeah.
But I just like to picture that, like, you know, he's showing up with this very cute and like way too much effort put into it thing. And he's interacting only with exasperated parents who just want this whole thing to be over. Like, they just want to get rid of this stupid thing they've been tripping over for the last 3 years in the garage.
Yes.
And they're like, now it's this? This is all too much already. Right?
Yeah. Let's see. Denver buy mini junk cars. Let's do a quick Google here. Let's see here. Cash for junk. Yeah. It's just saturated. Where's the must contain? Must contain mini. Must include mini. Yeah. Shoot. I can't find it.
It's going to be all like Mini Coopers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. God, I wish I got a better picture of the name of this car or of the name of the business. Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah. Toy cars. Yeah. Mini junk toy cars. Yeah. Nope. No results. Not finding anything. Damn it.
Fantastic, though.
Yeah.
Good spot.
Dude, when I first saw it, it was that thing of like, wait, there's something really fucking weird about this, but I don't know what it is. And thankfully,
and like, when you really look at it, like that's PVC pipe.
Yeah.
Around the front. Of the back.
Yeah. It's PVC. Yeah. Right. This dude put some effort into this thing.
Fantastic.
Right? It's got the little, like the big like truck mirrors. Why do you need those? But it's hilarious.
This is definitely a toolbox that my 6-year-old has.
Right.
Like, I think we have that same toolbox.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? How awesome.
Like the mini traffic codes. Oh my God.
Right?
I fucking love it. That is so awesome.
I wonder if like if it teaches the kids something, like, you know, like if you want, like he'll teach the kid about like how it's good to like donate, you know, or like to
teaching them is the feeling of seeing your pride and joy being towed away in front of you.
How traumatic is that for a child? Right?
I mean, it's a feeling I know well.
Your pride and joy being towed away from you on a flatbed? Yeah. Yeah.
Seen it a few times.
Yeah. Just a couple, huh? Just a skosh.
I'll see it a few more.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. The mini junk cars Scion XD tow truck.
That's so great.
Right?
Such a good spot.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I mean, it was like I went for like one drive and I just saw fucking gold. Right? Yeah. Here's another one, Ian. I think this will be the last one. Okay, so I saw this. Okay. All right. Now, can you tell what that sticker says from where you are?
I cannot.
Okay. All right. So when I saw it, I could just barely make out a couple words. Okay. My therapist and wet. And I was like, okay, what is this? All right.
My therapist has a wet nose.
My therapist has a wet nose. There you go. And it's a dog paw sticker on the back of a Subaru. That got me thinking though, Ian, that my therapist has a wet blank. The only appropriate thing for that is a wet nose, right? Because what if this sticker said, my therapist has wet hands?
You know, I thought it was going to be worse in a more traditionally worse way, but somehow hands is way, way worse.
Right? My therapist has wet feet. Like what?
I thought I knew where I was going to go, and Wet hands is definitely the worst option.
Right? Yeah. So I kept trying to find the worst. Yeah.
Wet hands. That's probably
right. Yeah. So, yeah, I couldn't quite read it, but all I was getting was therapist and wet, and my mind filled in some weird gaps until I got closer.
Well, I'm going to have to talk about this later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at my next therapy appointment, you know what I saw? Are your hands dry?
My last therapy appointment?
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I'm going to need you to bring a towel from now on. Yeah. So that's what I got, buddy. That's what I got.
All right. Well, hey, how about we finish up with another FMK cars?
Let's do it.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if this works.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right.
Oh, wait.
Last time, this freaked the shit out of my browser.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Should we not share the screen? Should I just drop them in chat then?
Oh, no. Here, let me stop sharing my screen first. Okay.
Okay.
Stop presenting. Right. Okay. Go ahead. You go for it, buddy.
Okay. All right. So the last time, I can't remember if it was the last time we talked or a couple of episodes ago, we talked about the Honda Civic SI, the 2000 Honda Civic SI that sold on a trailer. It only had 5,600 miles on it, but it was just a regular SI and it sold for 50,000 American dollars.
Right.
Well, I want to follow up on that because yesterday or the day before, it was yesterday.
Okay.
Another Honda sold for almost exactly the same amount of money.
What?
On Bring It. Yeah. So let me share my screen.
Okay.
This is just very weird to me. Let's see if we can do screen 2. And here we go. We are presenting your screen.
Okay.
People can see it as well.
Let's see here. Oh, I pinned you. Hang on. Let me unpin you. Okay. All right. Can I pin the presentation? Yes. Okay.
So only has 1,000 miles on it. A 2007 Honda S2000.
Right.
Sold for $50,500 yesterday.
Okay.
Which is way too much money for a Honda S2000. But I feel like in comparison to a Civic Si.
Yes.
I mean, there is no comparison. Like the S2000 is a far, far more engaging, entertaining car.
Right.
Like, so like these prices are just very, very confusing to me.
Right.
And the idea that like 50 grand is now the new baseline for just like a semi-old Honda.
Right.
Easy.
Right. On top of that, like the Honda S2000s had problems. They had problems.
Yeah.
Right.
There were fun problems.
Right. Yeah. But
snap oversteer problem.
Right. Snap oversteer. But then there was also an engine problem. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, but still, but you're right. But like, how is 50 grand like this, like new watermark for like low mileage, just cars?
Right. Yeah. And the whole point of these cars were they were just cars. And it's not like they only made a few hundred of these things. Like,
right.
I almost can get this price for a no mileage S2000, maybe.
Right.
But that SI I still can't just wrap my head around.
Right.
So I have an FMK cars for you.
Okay.
And it is entitled The Curious Case of the $50,000 Honda. Hondas that were apparently worth $50,000 on Bring a Trailer with an unresolved financial transaction twist.
Okay.
So in this, the twist is you have a looming like you have the feeling of this financial thing that is going to be the twist. You don't have to actually execute the financial transaction, but you have the feeling that's associated with it. You'll figure it out.
Okay.
So the first one is this 2000 Civic Si.
Yes.
It sold exactly for $50,000. So you owe money to no one, and no one owes money to you.
Okay. The tables are even.
Yes.
Okay.
The other option is the 2007 Honda S2000. Only 1,000 miles on it, but it sold for $50,500. So you owe one friend $500.
Okay.
And every time you get in the car, you're reminded, I owe that guy $500.
Okay.
So you don't have to actually pay the money, but you think about it every time.
Gotcha.
Okay? The last one, bit of a curveball.
Okay.
1989 Honda GB500. I know your feelings on the motorcycles, but it's very pretty.
Right.
It sold for $8,500. So every time you start this up, you think, someone owes me $41,500.
Okay.
And you could just walk away from it and not write it and be like, someone owes me $40,000.
Okay.
I can buy two.
I'm killing. I'm killing the S2000.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate the feeling of an unpaid debt.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Okay.
I was curious where you were going to go. Okay.
For a day, I will motorcycle and I will just park it and think about it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I picked a pretty one so you could just park it and kind of look at it.
Right. Yeah. Right. I'd maybe do like a still life drawing class with it.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And then I will marry the Honda Civic Si.
Okay.
And have even tables because that's a great little car. I can barely fit in it. But it's a great little car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you do?
If I'm being honest,
it's Honda S2000 for the Mary.
I would take the Honda S2000 and drive it like I was running away from the debt.
Okay.
And then for a day, I would do the motorcycle.
Okay. All right.
Because it's kind of cool looking.
Yes.
And I would go park it in front of a restaurant and sit and have a drink and look at it.
Yes. Okay.
And then I would crush the Civic for being worth $50,000. I'm still upset about it.
Yeah, you would do that a little bit out of like there would be satisfaction in that, right?
A little bit.
The same amount of satisfaction that there is in your birthday being during a pandemic.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Nice, buddy. Nice. Well, all right, Ian.
I think we did a car show.
I think we did. Yeah.
And it was mostly about cars. And bird.
Yes, there is something that I wanted to bring up on this episode that your FMK cars made me think about. Not going to talk about it. We'll talk about it next episode. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah. I appreciate it. I like that we're both seeing the cave-vanification of our city.
Yes.
Right? This is a movement we can get behind.
Yes.
Right?
Say no to gentrification, say yes to cave-vanification.
There you go. Right? Yes. And we'll put the link to the bio on McKinley Thompson Jr. in our description. Right?
Perfect.
And we're open to other suggestions for aspects of car culture that we don't know about that we should do on the show. So if there's something cool that you know about or something that you feel should be amplified to 7 or 8 people, let us know and we'll do a show. We'll talk about it on the show. Yeah.
Love it.
Right? Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, we love you. Contact us on the places and the things.
Yep.
And stay safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay safe. You know, if shit's going down in your city, support Black Lives Matter. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Do what you can, everybody. We love you.
Goodbye.